Alrighty, guys, welcome to Week 4 recap, where we'll go over the waiver wires and everything. Let me get it the right screen here, as we have my guest slash co-host, like always, J Bunk, man. Welcome in again. It's another Tuesday recap. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Man, more injuries. What do you have to say about this past weekend? Any highlights before, what do you think?
Yeah, man. The injuries continue to pour in. It's been a crazy season so far with those. So, a couple other big names went out this weekend. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Before we do, let's just go over some of the games. We already talked about the Broncos Jets on Friday with our other co-host, Waterboy. And then we had a bunch of just games that we were talking about who we kind of wanted to look out for. And kind of the one game that really surprised me was no other than our Carolina Panthers coming out against a tough Arizona Cardinals team. And I know we were at home, but home field advantage really isn't much here in 2020. But right now, I'm in the Panthers without McCaffrey. They look, they look fine. What do you think, man?
Yeah, man. They look awesome. Bobby Anderson's been tearing it up. Teddy Bridgewater, man, he's proving people wrong. Um, Mike Davis is looking really good, man.
He really is. Um, for one thing, also, the defeated teams. I know I highlighted also Friday, Vikings and Texans. Vikings finally get their first win. Texans fall still 0-4, man. Watson just can't get it done. You saw, the Vikings actually show up, and I think we have another Diggs out there named Justin Jefferson. So I'm looking forward to see how he fits in this role. But another good highlight game that I really wanted to talk about too was Josh Allen, man. Josh Allen's Bills is 4-0. Are they the real deal, J Bunk? Are they better than the Patriots this year?
I'm taking the Bills for the division, man. They look really good. Josh Jacobs has been art. Um, Outside of Russell Wilson, probably the best looking quarterback so far this season. Maybe Aaron Rodgers as well.
Yeah.
The Bills just look good, man. Their defense is solid. Um, Josh Allen, I'm sorry, is looking really good. The addition of Stephon Diggs adds another weapon, another vertical threat. They just look legit, man.
Yeah, and a lot of people thought that Diggs might just be a fluke. His first couple games he did really well, dude. He's been keeping that up for the last 4 games, and 6 receptions, 115 yards this past week against a tough Raiders team. Honestly, they're a good team. And then I'll fall down to the Philadelphia Eagles. Finally took they're tied for first place in their division with a 1-2 record. Who would have thought that that division, how bad it could be? The Cowboys, Eagles, the Giants, all of them are just trash. But it's the battle. Someone's got to make the playoffs. Who's going to do it in that division?
I mean, you would think the Cowboys would be the best all around team. Giants, obviously Saquon went down, so that was basically their offense. They don't have a defense, so count them out. Um, the Washington football team, I mean, they're young. They do have a lot of talent, but they are young. Um, I would say they're a couple years from probably running the division. Um, and then the Eagles, man, they haven't looked great at all. But Cowboys offense is electric. Dak, Amari. But God forbid they play some defense. Their
Yeah.
their defense is just god awful, and we saw that on Sunday with the Browns just lighting them up for almost 50 points.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I agree, man. I
I don't
like
know,
the.
man. If the Cowboys decide to play some defense, I would pick them. But
I
it's,
agree. Cowboys, man, like you said, their offense is, they have all the weapons. They do, and they just put up points, but the thing is they give up too many as well. So, and it kind of reminds me of the same team with the Atlanta Falcons, man. Now we didn't really see it on Monday night. The Falcons really only put up 16 points against the Packers, but that team kind of looks similar to the Cowboys, where they got Julio, Calvin Ridley, they got a bunch of all the Hayden Hurst, all these guys, Gurley, that can be threats, but their defense is just horrendous that they just get scored up on, especially against Aaron Rodgers' Packers team, who's now 4-0 with a bunch of other 4-0 teams with like the Bills. So man, I'm just excited. There's a lot of just the Seahawks are also 4-0. I'm trying to go over all of them right now. I'm pretty sure I think those are the only 3 4-0 teams, but a bunch of 0-4 teams, and sorry, also the Chiefs. I almost missed that one. But yeah, so that's really all the games that I really want to touch up on, unless you want to talk up maybe the Browns, but you already talked about how the Cowboys literally just give up points, and that's what happened against that Browns team. I will say the Saints kind of slid barely by the Lions, man. Are the Lions any team to really watch? I mean, they've been losing a lot of close games in the past few weeks. What do you think about the Detroit Lions?
I don't know, man. I thought they had the chance to be like a sleeper team this year. Stafford's always counted out. Honestly, underrated. Like he is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But Patricia, man, I don't know. I don't think he's all there is. I don't know, man. I don't trust their defense. They don't know how to use running backs. Committee. I'm not a big fan of committees. I don't think it's effective. So it's basically just Stafford having to play catch up just about every week, and not going to win a lot of games, having to come back from being down.
Well, guys, we'll be taking a little bit of questions, guys. So go ahead and type in your questions of, it could be even waiver wire pickups. We could be talking about next week's games, anything really. But our first question we have today from A-Train 4519, he's saying, who you think the next winless team to win or to get a win? So I'll try to refresh your memory, J-Bunk, if you don't know them all already. For the winless teams, you got... Well, by the way, congratulations to the Bengals for getting their first win this weekend. I had to say it, man. Congrats to Joe Burrow and his team finally sneaking one out against the Jags. So we got the Texans, the Giants. Who else? And the Falcons. I'm pretty sure those are the 3 winless teams. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure those are the... Oh, and the Jets, sorry. And the Jets are just... They're not going to win. Yeah, I'm not even going to put them in that category. They're just horrendous, man. I don't know why Gase isn't you already walking out the door. But, yeah, and also they have a tough schedule going ahead, too. So, honestly, when it comes to Falcons... Who else did I say? The Falcons, Giants, and... Falcons, Giants. Who else did I just say? I think that's it, right?
Texans.
Oh, and Texans. Ooh, I think it's got to go in between either the Texans or the Falcons, right? But the thing is, the Giants has an easy division, though. So I would say the Falcons. I think they have the best shot at winning actually against Carolina this week. I will say though, Panthers been playing well. We look good against Arizona. I just think it's too good to be true to pull the trigger on Panthers being an average team right now. Who knows? It could happen, but that tank for Trev, I don't know if that's happening at all, because we look okay, and you can't tank for Trev if we look okay. So what do you think, man, out of those teams?
Let's take Houston, man. They're going against the Jaguars next week. I think Houston can pull out the win. And I think Carolina's going to step up to the plate.
You know what? I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna do it because I'm wearing my Panthers shirt. I got my Panthers stuff behind me, and it's just not right for me to say the Falcons are gonna come and beat us. So you know what? I changed my pick. I think the Texans, Deshaun Watson, is going to get it back going, and yeah, so I'm with you on that. Texans, Carolina is gonna smash the Falcons, and I'm gonna be happy next weekend. Um, he's saying Hewitt is asking thoughts on Ingram. Do you think that his time is up? Now, I feel like we get this question just about every week. Ingram, I don't know if you see his targets. I think his last week or this past week, his targets was 10. So the targets are there. He's just got to honestly, catch them and make something happen with it. I feel like he's going to still have a lot of opportunity. They're going to be down in games a ton. So I think he's going to be okay. Now we've had him dropped in our league, J Bunk. We've seen the man Brady drop Ingram, but as soon as he was dropped, I'm pretty sure it was Y Bobby who picked him up. Because he's got the talent, man. He was just like what I was talking about last week. Joe Mixon was one of those guys who I said he's got the talent. He's just not getting the right plays, not getting the right opportunities for it to happen. And finally, boom. What do we see? Joe Mixon goes off and kills me in fantasy this past week. So that can happen to you for Evan Ingram. I will say, Hewitt, I do know your history with it coming from a 6 to 8 man league. In a 6 to 8 man league, honestly, I would find someone else. If it was a 12 man league, I think I would hold on. So what are your thoughts on that one, J Bunk?
Yeah, I just don't trust the Giants' offense. I don't know, man. Like you said, a 6 to 8 man league. There's got to be a better tight end available. In Igby, Hurst, they're kind of in that same category. But I would put them above Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would look elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, if you're only on a 6 to 8 man league, there's plenty of guys that you could probably just pick up off your waiver wire. Honestly, man. Depending on if every other team is holding 2 tight ends, and even if that, you can still find one. I already can tell you, man. My sleeper tight end of the year, it was Blake Jarwin. Now it's Mr. Schultz. Schultz is the Cowboys guy, and he's getting his opportunities and he's making it happen. We already talked about it. The Cowboys give up a lot of points, but that means they're on the field on offense too, and they actually can drive down the field and make it a high-scoring game. So there's plenty of tight ends out there, man. Just go search for one. Like I said, 6 to 8 man league, I wouldn't start Ingram until he starts to pick it up. But he is getting targets, so if you are in a deeper league, then don't drop him in a deeper league. But in a 6 to 8 man league, I would either drop him or just stash on your bench. Now, we have another question coming in from Shadowbush. He's asking, do you think that the Pats had a chance to beat the Chiefs if Cam played? Absolutely not. And that's just not from me being a Cam hater or anything. I really just think the Chiefs are the real deal this year. I don't think that the Patriots, you saw how they played against the Patriots defense. Like it just, they did only put up 26, which is kind of pretty good, I guess, to hold the Chiefs to 26, but they're still going to put up points, guys. And the thing is, even with Cam, yeah, maybe they would have put up an extra touchdown. Even 2 touchdowns, it still wouldn't have mattered. So I'm just thinking, yeah, I don't see it. I don't think anyone really. I mean, you saw what the Chiefs did to the Ravens, so I don't think the Patriots are it this year. It's just, Chiefs at home. Like I said, I know home field advantage doesn't mean everything, especially in 2020. But Mahomes in Kansas City is hard to beat. Especially, I don't care what your quarterback is. So just about any quarterback, I would say no. What do you think about that?
Yeah, man. I don't know if the Chiefs lose this year. They've already dismantled Baltimore, who is arguably the second best team in the AFC. And I mean, they still scored on the Patriots defense. They didn't go wild because the Patriots defense is obviously one of the better ones in the league, but they still put up points. And like you said, even with Cam, what would they have scored another touchdown, maybe two, and they would have still came up short.
Maybe one, in my opinion. I think maybe just one extra one. We got a couple more questions, and then we're gonna go straight into the waiver wire pickups. Ingram, Schultz, and Olsen, or pick one. So Ingram, Schultz, or Olsen. I would, like I said, I go with my boy Schultz. I mean, I don't know. Olsen's not it this year. I mean, I think he still gets targets, but he's not at like. I think the Seahawks just have too many tight end targets. I need a running back for a week. Robinson, Melvin Gordon, Hunt, McKinnon, Gibson. Whoa, that's a lot of different ones. I need a running back for a week. Robinson, Melvin Gordon. I guess it just depends on matchup because I'm not looking at the matchups right now, Hewitt, so I can't really help you there unless you know him, J-Bunk. But out of all four of those guys, actually five of those guys, I would probably go Hunt. We'll talk about the actual injury report right after that because Hunt's going to be the guy. Chubb out. Kareem Hunt is the new Cleveland back, and he's going to be the man. So Hunt is definitely the play. Any updates on CMC? Do you guys know of anything? No, still the same thing for us. We're kind of in the dark when it comes to CMC, unless J-Bunk knows something. But all I know is, we're going to have a little bit more time with Mike Davis and Bonifin. And it looks like we're doing okay without CMC, which obviously we would love to have him back, but no rush to get him back, especially in a schedule that we're not expected to go to the playoffs. So I'm okay with holding out on CMC. There was Hewitt said Hunt is against the Colts, though. I don't care, man. I would still go Hunt. Hunt's gonna get the work. I don't think you can just bench.
Hunt or Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson's a good play too. I do like that one.
Not a bad match.
That's not a bad matchup either. So either Robinson or Hunt. I personally, Robinson laid an egg. Like he did okay. I guess he put up 10 or something points, but not the Robinson we've been seeing in the past. So he might have a bounce back game. So J Bunk saying Robinson. I'm saying Hunt. Even against the good Colts, eventually they're going to slip up. They're not going to be fantastic every single play. They've been doing that. I will give them credit on that. They've been playing really well on defense. But, yeah, man, I would go Hunt just because of the workload. All right, well, let's talk about injuries. Bunk, do you have the injury report?
Yeah, a couple more big names that went out this weekend. Nick Chubb. He's expected to miss several weeks. So Kareem Hunt is definitely the guy there. Austin Eckler for the Los Angeles Chargers. He went down, also expected to miss several weeks. Mm-hmm. We'll look for Josh Kelly and possibly Justin Jackson to get some additional work there. The only other really big name is O.J. Howard. He's out for the season for his Achilles. So,
wow.
Gronk is the on tight end now.
For all those people who believed in Gronk, now can actually play Gronk Smash in their lineups. Everyone it's so funny because, man, I saw so many team names that were off of Gronk, of just what he is. It's Gronk time, a bunch of just different Gronk stuff. So now they get to actually change their team names back to whatever they had with Gronk in them. So good for those guys, even though their seasons are probably not starting off to a great start. They're thinking Gronk was going to be the guy. Let's go talk about the waiver wire, man. Who do you think they should pick up? I know you already talked a little bit about the running back for San Diego, Justin Jackson. I think he's on most waivers, which he's probably grabbable. And other than that, who do you think?
Um, Definitely him. Higgins, if he's available, that's probably the number one wide receiver. Scotty Miller in Tampa Bay, he's not picked up yet. He's going to be getting some more targets with the wide
Howard
receiver injuries that they have.
and Howard being out.
Tight ends, you already mentioned Colts if he's not picked up yet. Mo Alley Cox is a good tight end out of Indy. Dearness Johnson, running back. Justin Jackson, Chase Edmonds, and Damian Harris. Those would be the top running backs.
I like it. Yeah, I really think that Scotty Miller could be a play, especially without OJ Howard, with a banged up Chris Godwin, a banged up Mike Evans. I don't know if you saw, but Mike Evans came down kind of wrong during the game. He did come back and still finish the game, so that was a sigh of relief for Mike Evans owners. But still, I would say the number one pickup out of everybody, though, guys, is Justin Jackson. I think he's going to get a lot of work. He was there in the past. We also see, Kelly looks really good. I think Kelly could be, obviously, I'm assuming Kelly's already picked up in all your leagues, guys. So Justin Jackson would be the next play. And Justin Jackson, he looked good last year. I don't know if anyone remembers Justin Jackson with Eckler getting a little bit of work as well when Melvin Gordon was out. So, yeah, I think Justin Jackson's the play as well. But looking around, like you already gave me. What about Reggie Bonifant? I mean, he got a little bit of work with the Panthers. I'm not big on him, but with him getting a little bit more work, I mean, what are your thoughts on Reggie Bonifant?
Well, speaking of Bonifant, the Panthers, designated him to the practice squad IR, so he recalled for 3 weeks.
So he's not gonna be getting any work.
Yep. So it's all Mike Davis until CMC.
Oh wow. Okay, well there goes Reggie. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to, anything else want to add on?
That's about it, man. Go Panthers.
We have a couple more questions. Guys, go ahead and type your questions. A couple more. We'll take a little bit more before we close on out. Hewitt is asking, what about my guy, Jamal Adams? I don't know. I think Jamal Adams is one of those handcuffs where it's great to have him if you are in a league if you have Aaron Jones, because he's the next guy up. So Jamal Adams is one of those guys who steals some touchdowns away from Aaron Jones, but he's not startable. So I don't think he's startable unless Aaron Jones completely, goes down. Not Jamal.
Oh, Williams.
Not William. No Williams. Jamal Adams. Oh, Jamal Adams. We'll go defense a little bit. I love Jamal Adams. I think he's one of those guys who's going to be up in everyone's face in Seattle, man. I remember watching the whole game when it was Seattle versus New England, and he was flying around the field every time, there was a tackle. He was in on the play. He was probably the guy who made the tackle. So, what's the injury update on him? I think you're messing up. I think you're talking about Devontae Adams. I'm assuming, right? Or is Jamal Adams hurt? I know Devontae Adams didn't play last night. So I'm assuming he's going to play next week. I do know that he said in a tweet that he was healthy. They still didn't want to force him to play, or they didn't want to put him out there, and so they didn't play him. So I'm assuming he should be ready to go next week. Hugh is also saying Jamal is hurt. I don't know anything about defensive players about that Hewitt, man. That's one thing that I don't look up on. I wish I did play in an individual player league though. That does sound fun. But yeah, I'm not sure when it comes to any IDP players. But all right, guys, I think that's it for me and J Bunk for the Week 4 recap. We'll see you guys Friday along here with Mr. Waterboy. And thanks for coming on the podcast, J Bunk. All right, guys, that's going to be it, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.